What? What is this?
Pathetic. She's so fast, she's so gross, she will never find love. Pathetic. The only one who can love this woman is the good Lord up above, down and pathetic. She will never change, she will always stay the same. Pathetic and insane. Pathetic. Really scary, he don't carry.
Damn, I'm jet lagged.
Pathetic.
Hello, little gherkins. Well, Freeloading Fatty continues going live, begging her audience to pay for her life expenses. The more she talks, the more unbelievable it becomes. Let's just get right into this recap, shall we?
Yes, I like amicable separation as well. But it is hard, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously. Because we're not separating because we don't love each other. It's because, you know. I'm very conflicted. Like, I wanted to come on here and talk about my feelings, but I don't want to talk if it's gonna lag.
Again, anyone sending her money while she's actively saying she's conflicted has nobody to blame but themselves when her real motives here finally get exposed. Because they will.
He's not planning on remarrying anybody, but I mean, obviously if we separate, like, why would he just stay single? You know, like, that would be dumb. But not built for this environment, yeah. Like, so I have mixed feelings, and I'm still moving. I'm not changing my mind because, like, yeah, I'm just not built to stay here permanently. Yeah, I had a really nice time with him tonight, and we went to a gathering, and it was like the women. I was with a lot of women, some family members, and they were telling me that they know. Apparently, there's like a couple family members in the family that they there's just like a lot of. I don't feel like I fit into the culture because, like, I'm just not like traditional, but they made me feel a bit better because, like, I talked about my insecurities about like being older, not having children, and there was one lady that was there. She's so nice. She has a really good career. She's never married, never had kids, just never wanted to. And then there's her sister who is the second wife. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I've actually thought about that before. And I'm like, what could I live with another woman being intimate with my husband? Like, no, why would I put myself through that when there's like a million other dudes in the seat? Like, no, like, why would I, you know? It's not like culturally, like, I'm not downing it because that's so normal for them. And for me, like, I could never in a million years, never. It's not my culture, I know. But my husband is in that culture. That's the problem.
Just so we're all clear. She's going online begging for $10,000 to restart her life and vehemently declaring that she's 100% leaving Sala. But in real life, she's talking to his family about her insecurities as a wife from outside of the culture, and they are making her feel better about her shortcomings. She is not leaving that man.
And then I get mad. Not everybody in the family we hang out with are so welcoming and so loving and so never talk personal about that. But there's people who I feel like he's pressured to, like, he's like, most people in my family want me to have kids and blah 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 blah. And it's like, and then I get mad and defensive and I say things I shouldn't say, like, you know, well, women are not just baby make machines, you know, there's a lot more to a woman than, you know, So,
All this tells me is that his family hates Chantal. They are actively telling him reasons to leave her.
like, I want to throw up right now. I just want to throw up. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I've been through so much, you know? It's like when you love somebody and you don't want to give up, but you know that there's like no choice. Because like you just can't. Like I don't know. Like I can't force myself anymore. I want to spend a bit more time here until I'm ready to go to Canada. But like to live here, there's just like I feel like there's so much I have to do with my life and I can't do that being stuck and not being true to who I am. You know? And I know people like think that we don't really love each other, we have a sham marriage, and you're all fucking wrong. I do really love him, and I care about him. But just like the thought of you know, moving on and someone else eventually moving in pisses me off.
Everyone said she wasn't sad enough, and now she's turning on the waterworks. We actually believe you love him. We don't believe he loves you. You can convince yourself that he does, but let's be real. If Salah truly loved you, he can make changes necessary for the relationship to work as well. He doesn't want to because he doesn't care. Hope that helps.
I have enough for a ticket to Canada. Yes, and maybe a little bit more. It depends how much the ticket is. But I'm not going until I'm completely have enough to go. Is he fighting for you? Yeah, like he's doesn't want me to go. And being like the longer I'm here, the more we're like affectionate. It's hard. So
Gorl, say one way that he's fought for you. Has he offered to make even one change to the cultural differences that are causing a divide? Has he offered solutions to your alleged concerns? I don't believe any of this bullshit, but if what she's saying is true, you're just confirming that he could care less if you're there or not.
see, he would never. Every day I say that, like, are you gonna have another wife and kid? And he's like, I'm not even thinking of that. But when we were in Kuwait, there came a point where, you know, he wanted to because like deep down I didn't want to admit this to everybody, but I want to like go back home eventually. And I wanted him to come with me. And then he basically just like, now that he's here, he's so different. He's more family, like he's more, he has more family. Like doesn't have that many family members in Kuwait compared to here.
At a certain point, Chantal says that Salah wanted to move to Syria. Isn't it convenient then that he moves to Syria, gets his family home remodeled, and now wants nothing to do with Chantal? Just saying.
I'll be okay. I'm just emotional. Like it's harder than I thought. Like I think I was so optimistic and happy about it yesterday because I'm trying to protect myself. Like I want to feel happy. I don't want to feel sad. It pisses me off. Anyway.
Or you're just trying to present yourself as sad and heartbroken to make your grift look more believable.
I'm like, well, if in the future, in like a year or two, you don't want to live here, maybe you can come to Canada. And he's flat out like, if you ever remove your hijab, if you ever go back to your old ways, it's over. So, like, for me, if he's not gonna like who I am, he's gonna be grossed out. Like, I'm not myself. I'm not myself. But then I think, is being crude really all that? Should I be crude at my age?
Why does it have to be one extreme to another? Do you have to become a train wreck the minute the hijab leaves your head? But yeah, Chantal, it sounds like he doesn't like who you are as a person and only wants the version of you that he's created. Kind of like everyone told you all along.
It's just so hard to picture my life, like, different without him, you know? But, like, just stay for those reasons, just because you're comfortable and you don't want to be uncomfortable. So weird. Not good. It's 12:12.
Anyway, she tried and failed to turn on the waterworks to sell her scam. But then Sala arrived with food, and she was full of excitement and calling him babe.
What? Why are people freaking out just because I call him babe? I've said a million times, we love each other, but yes, we're separated. I guess technically, we're not separated yet. We're separating, like, when I leave. Like...
So, you're still together. If anyone doubts for a second that she will go to Canada and then miraculously change her mind and say she doesn't care about the cultural differences, she loves Sala, and life just isn't worth it without him, you're fucking delusional.
I don't have to explain my financials to anyone, actually. If I'm asking for help and you don't want to help, don't help.
The audacity of this bitch to come online and beg and plead for $10,000 and then say she doesn't owe anyone an explanation for her financials is wild. She's so entitled that she truly believes her audience owes her this money with no questions asked. Anyway, she went live again the next day and turned on the camera looking like this.
I'm trying, Agathon, but people keep getting in my way. Reporting my friggin' PayPal and stuff, man. Yeah, I'm selling my ring today. 5 grams of 21 karat gold. Or was it 21 or 24 karat?
She's going to sell her wedding ring for like $150 and felt the need to make this the title of the live stream. Almost like she's trying to make her audience believe she's doing everything she can to raise the money to move.
I'm appealing. I'm looking into my PayPal being reinstated, but until then, they just asked me for information. Some gargoyle reported it. Get a life. Anyway, who cares? Super chats, I guess.
Oh, she had her PayPal yeeted. I hope they placed a hold on all of the money she was sent. Inshallah.
Starbucks, pumpkin patch. If I can get home by then, but I would take a miracle. I feel better though. I feel like I want to go now. Like yesterday you were completely convinced and today you did not seem like you were. No, I've always been convinced. I was just, had a sad moment because breaking up is never easy to do. But yeah, I feel like it feels easy, a lot easier today after a good cry. And it makes it easier that it's mutual. Like, I don't feel like I'm, like, we had a good talk last night and We both have to live the life we want, you know?
I believe if she raises the money, she will go back to Canada. I do not believe it will be permanent, and it will not be the last of the perfect 10.
I'd like to have, Pete as a roommate, but I think he's apprehensive. I said I know I changed my mind a lot, but no, he said it's because he's not financially stable. So we'll see. He doesn't have a job.
Speaking of Pete's, he's gotten himself involved in Chantal's scam now by creating a GoFundMe for her. I'm sure that will turn out great. So, we'll talk about that in the next one. See you later, little gherkins.
Pathetic. She's so fat, she's so gross, she will never find love. Pathetic. The only one who can love this woman is the good Lord up above.